Good afternoon. Thank you once again for joining me. Julian Campbell here. We've got another interesting show lined up for you this week. Right now, we're going to have a chat with Stephen Markey from Markey Insurance. Good afternoon, Steve.
Afternoon, Julian.
As you're aware, we've got many options available to us now with buying insurance, both home, motor vehicles, well, all sorts of insurance really, and we're constantly seeing TV ads on those very many choices. So why do we as a public need to consider using an insurance broker as opposed to dealing directly with the insurance or whoever else might be offering these insurance these days?
Yeah, good question, Julian, and thanks. And just before we move on, I wanted to let everyone know this will be my last session on the program.
That's why we put one last kiss on.
Yeah, very appropriate. Thank you for that. And next year we'll let someone else enlighten the listeners. So I just wanted to thank you for allowing our firm to participate.
That's our pleasure.
Fun. So the subject we talk about today is obviously something I'm very passionate about, being an insurance broker, so I thought I'd finish the segments off with a very passionate subject. So time and time again we see the outcomes of poor insurance programs or policies that people have and the fallout of the big insurance company taking advantage of the general ignorance of the consumer. So thought we'd have a chat about this.
And we certainly see that at the times of crisis when we've had the bushfires and the floods and so forth. So how could an insurance broker help us to avoid these situations?
In many ways. So there's one really very clear message that everyone needs to understand when it comes to an insurance broker, other than being a dirty word at times, but we work, this is an important message, we work for the customer, not the insurance company. We are not an insurance company. So we challenge insurers every day of the week on behalf of our customers. So just like a lawyer would defend you in a court, and just like an accountant when dealing with the ATO, like we aim for the best outcome for the customer. So Julian, what do you think the direct insurance companies aim for? These are the companies that are not, they could be a direct insurer or they might be an aggregator of some sort.
Well, I mean, obviously they're in business, so therefore they're there to make money, so minimising their costs and paying as little as possible when it comes to a claim.
Yeah, it's a pretty harsh reality, but you're pretty well spot on. Insurance, it's a complicated area, and it's best to have a real expert help you through it, especially when large losses occur. So it's a big challenge for us to try and educate our customers, but people don't want to hear that boring stuff. So if we just talk about the insurance everyone needs to think about, like insuring their house, for example. So, Julian, I'm asking you a few questions today.
Yeah.
Sorry. How many options do you think you've got out there to buy insurance for your house?
Well, probably unlimited. There's obviously the major insurance companies, and then we see, as we said earlier, many TV ads for all sorts of insurance that's going to save us money.
Yeah, well, that's right. There's literally more than you can count on your fingers and toes. So how are you going to decide which one you're going to choose?
Well, I'm not sure. I suppose these days price always comes into people's minds. Although, as you've already outlined, you don't always you really get what you pay for. So, are you going to get it when the time comes?
Yeah. So you might base it on price, or someone's told you about another company they've saved money with. So, and that's about the norm. So you go online and get some quotes from different places, or you ring the 1300 numbers and wait. Get your price, see which one's the cheapest, and maybe take that one. And quite possibly the smarter consumer might do a limited comparison of cover if it's not too complicated as well. So it's really, I don't know, I just see a lot of people buying on price.
And of course, a lot of people don't read those fine prints on their policies. So I'm presuming that's the sort of thing that a broker would help me with.
Yeah, well, that's right. So, I mean, to begin with, from a broker's position, they usually only offer the higher end products for house insurance, and we do this as I've seen what happens when we sell the cheap ones, or to be more polite, the more basic covers you can get, and people get upset and hurt. It's very traumatic. So the high end products are more expensive, can be more expensive, but not as much as you might think, and they cover a lot more circumstances and have less exclusions. Remember that less exclusions bit?
Mm.
They also have higher automatic limits to things such as jewellery and sporting goods and cover outside the home. So, you know, these exclusions and limits are the things that really hurt when it comes to a claim. And this is particularly important not only in householders but also in the business arena.
Yeah.
So, anyway, brokers will go out and get options from the various insurers on behalf of the customer and come back with a recommendation. So they will do the quoting around for you, if you like, but only on their higher end product.
So you mentioned that the sort of products that brokers would sell might be a little bit more expensive than what's offered by these direct players, but there's a bit of an alarm bell for the general consumer, isn't it?
Yeah, well, it is, and particularly in the economic environment we're in at the moment. But they're not always more expensive, not always. So, but I'd be a fool to say we will always be cheaper, because we're not. We aim to offer the best for the customer's needs. That's where we are. Julian, the cheap products only bite when it comes to claim time, and not everybody has a claim. And this is a message to the customer. If you're thinking, would you rather pay $250 or $300 more annually, so you've got a better chance of getting your $50,000, $100,000 claim paid when you need it? So maybe it's not covered under the cheaper policy, but it would be under the better ones.
Mm.
For those who are interested in statistics, for example, and this is a really good point to make, helps clarify where our position is as brokers. Insurers know that the claims costs for policies written through brokers, right, is around 25 to 30% higher than it is through their direct books. Okay, so the insurers that do both, they look at both. They look at the broker policies, and the claim payments on average are higher. So, and this drives them crazy. So, what do you think that is, Julian?
Well, obviously they're running a business. They want to keep their costs down and not pay out more than they have to.
Well, they do in the direct side, but what drives them crazy is the broker policies often cover more, and critically, we brokers know the games insurers play when trying to wriggle out of a claim. Two really important points. They cover more, we know the games. So brokers do claims every day for their clients and know how to present a case to an insurer, which will give you the best chance of maximising your claim payment. I'm sure the insurers don't want to hear me saying this, but it's the reality. So if the insurer says no to a claim, we say why, fight the case and hopefully turn it into a yes, or at least a partial yes. The customer doesn't have to fight directly with the insurer. It's as simple as that.
So, Steve, any final comments?
I have lots of final comments, but, I can't leave without saying when you're buying your insurance, get some help, It's hundreds of different options out there. You've got all sorts of things, red things and Martians and all sorts of things flying around out there you can buy your insurance from. But the direct insurers or the aggregators, they only sell their product. That's all they sell. That's all they know. They don't even know if they're offering you what you can get out there. So brokers deal with hundreds of insurers, so we can have a look at different options. Just on a side point, while I'm raving on, is everybody in this office, or everybody, say for example, would have had a situation where they've got a friend or an ex-client that's insured with a direct insurer, and I've had a number of them. And they have to have a claim. But before they submit their claim, they want to ring up a broker and ask how's the best way to do it. What's the point? Why not insure it through the broker where they know how to submit it? A good broker will still help you out, but it's sort of a bit frustrating from our point of view. So have a think about it. Do you really want to buy your insurance from a business specialising in groceries or hardware, or do you want someone who knows what they're doing to help you get the best protection for you and get in and go into battle with the insurer when times are tough? I mean, just a smart comment is, do you want the checkout chick to help you with your claim, or do you want someone who does it every day?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks, Julian. That's my rave for the day. Sorry about that slip up there, and I hope you have a great Christmas, and thanks again for letting us be part of the program.
Well, thank you for being our sponsor for the last almost a year now, and thank you very much for enlightening our listeners in so many ways. And you have a great Christmas, and we'll have a chat with you sometime again in the new year.
Thanks, Julian.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Steve Markey there from Markey Insurance, as he said, having a bit of a rave, but it is important. It's what we don't know. And when we take out insurance, we're hoping that one day we'll never need it. But if we do need it, that's when the challenges come.